Welcome to Supercar Ranch. Got a last minute special episode here. I need to run over to the ranch. That's where I'm headed right now. I'm in the truck and we are going to pick up both GTs and move them back over to the other house. Got some work going on at that house, so got to move the cars so they're not in the way. So it's late in the evening. We're going to see what we can get done today, but hopefully I'll get a little bit of video of us driving both cars back to back, because I've never done that. I've never actually driven both cars back to back, so that'll be fun. Stay tuned. Car number one. Oh. Cozy fit. I'm going to drive this one first because I haven't driven it in a while and it's almost nighttime. I'd like to drive it during the day so I don't go crazy. So I'm starting this thing. Key in. Turn. Wait. Here comes the cold start, guys. It's been modified. No, it's still stopped. So let's go drive the car. Alright guys, looks like we're going to be doing some night driving. That took longer than I expected to get the car ready and get all our stuff ready to hit the road, but this will be fun, driving these cars at night. I've driven the new GT at night. It's actually not, I mean, the car is fun to drive, but it's not a great car to drive at night. The headlights, although they're cool LED headlights, they don't really have the greatest vision, but we'll see. Anyway, we're leaving the ranch. See the dirt road here, and we're going to get out on the road. After not driving this car in so long and driving the new one much more recently, is this thing is definitely wants to get squirrely even in first gear, even just with a tiny bit of throttle, because there's no traction control. The other one obviously does and has a lot of other things, so you got to be a little careful with this guy. It's also, visibility is absolutely terrible. Comfort is not as good as the new one either. Alright, we're pulling into bunker number 2, so I'll catch you back when we are back at the house for the other car, and then we'll check that one out. Should I wake up my neighbors? Hello, we are now in the new GT, so let's fire her up. Hold on. Completely different sound. Take her for a ride. car does, so that could be part of the reason why. But this thing is so low and rough, and you can hear every little rock that kicks up. It's just insane. But in this thing, the visibility in the mirrors is actually better, although it's not good. It's better than the other one. Transmission, obviously an automatic, it's just super simple, so there's zero stress there. But if you like having the manual, then you know the 06 is probably better for you. But this thing is way more comfortable. You could drive this thing for a long time and feel very comfortable. The 06 just felt so tight, and the seat wasn't as comfortable, and everything about it was just, you know, felt much more manual. So very different experiences. We are back in the neighborhood with car number 2, and it is now about 11 o'clock at night. It's been a long evening doing all this work, but maybe I should wake up my neighbors one more time. Let's see if I can get those turbos going. Oh yeah, that's fun. Anyway, sorry neighbors, good night. Man, I'm tired. Anyway, I had fun driving the cars last night. I actually drove every car at some point yesterday, or at least operated each one. I drove my Volvo to the dealer, picked up a demo Volvo, which I'm in right now. Then I got home and drove the truck over to the other house, then drove the old GT. Then before I drove the old GT, I drove the Explorer. I moved the Explorer in the parking, in the driveway. And then I drove the old GT. And then I drove the new GT. And then I drove the Corvette to move it in the driveway. So I operated all 6 vehicles, and then one that I don't own, the demo. And it was a crazy afternoon. So then your question probably is, what are the thoughts between the 2 cars, driving them back to back? Well, first of all, extremely different cars. Night and day, apples to oranges, completely different cars. The only thing that's similar between the 2 is their name. The old car has a manual transmission. It's got none of those electronic nannies that the newer cars have. It's got no infotainment, navigation system, none of that junk. It drives like a very raw car. It's actually very difficult to drive in a safe way. The transmission's easy to operate. That's not a problem. But man, it is not a car that you can just jump in and just drive if you don't know what you're doing. Second car, the new GT, way more comfortable, way easier to drive. Electronics out the wazoo, so it's very different, much more modern car. The downsides to the new GT is, of course, if you don't like an automatic transmission, you like the manual, that's one downside. But the rear, or the nighttime visibility is absolutely terrible. It's actually better in the old GT. Also, the ride quality is much rougher. It has to do more with the tires than anything. The new GT has a smaller sidewall tire and stickier tire and things like that, so it kicks up every little tiny piece of rock, and it's kind of a rougher ride. Whereas the old GT had a thicker sidewall and not as sticky tires, so it's a little bit softer of a ride. So that was interesting as well. They're both extremely loud when you're driving them. Different sounds, obviously the V8 and the V6. The turbo sound of the V6 is just amazing, and then just the V8 sound of the V8 is amazing. So very different cars. They're both probably equally as quick and fun to drive, and you get on it and then just sit back in your seat the same way. It's just amazing. So very apples to oranges. Both cars I was just driving on the road, didn't drive them fast. It was nighttime on the state highway. I didn't want to do anything crazy, but lots of fun. So those are my quick thoughts between the 2, driving them back to back for the first time. So leave any questions down below, hit subscribe, and leave any questions about what you might want to know about the two cars or the differences between the two or anything like that, and I'll answer them. And then maybe I'll get some more videos of driving the car soon. See you next time.